All right, we had this really one of our normal practices. This is probably the first time that I wasn't pleased overall with attitude, effort, or approach to practice. And I told the guys afterwards we've got to do better. We're at the midpoint of spring, and you know, that's the thing you got to worry about, you know, from a coach's standpoint, and we're going to get that corrected, and I think our players understand that. We had, like I said, just a normal practice. We ought to see improvement, you know, the second part of spring as far as execution, now that we've kind of settled in on a few positions and moving forward.
Does it seem sluggish out there? Guys maybe rusty from the break?
Yeah, it was sluggish, there's no doubt. It was a little bit hotter, which is good too. It's you know, a lot of our guys got challenged with the heat, which is good. We talked about mental toughness, and it's a big part of it.
How much do you think that sluggishness was just after missing a day, Monday, just getting back into the routine?
You know what? I don't think it had anything to do with the break. If anything, we should have been a little more fresher. It's just you know, kind of midway point, and you know, that's when you find out about leadership, and it was really good today because we'll find out how we respond next practice, and you know, we'll have some leadership step up.
Gus, you taking a long look at Robinson Therese of the Star?
We moved him around. You know, he's a very good athlete, and just trying to find ways to get, you know, our athletes on the field, and so we moved him around. He is playing some of that position right now. But he's an athlete.
Just kind of your impressions after having a chance to kind of digest the scrimmage Saturday. Anything that kind of stood out to you?
You know, we improved greatly. You know, after watching the scrimmage, as far as the effort I thought overall was very good. I felt very good after watching the scrimmage. I mean, we still got deficiencies, and we're still a long way to go, but we improved up to that point. So that's why today, you know, as a coach, you're wanting to keep improvement. We didn't do it today, and so that's, you know, that's definitely something that's a red flag right now.
Notice Trent Fisher kind of working some of the ones. Has he been a guy that's kind of helped himself some so far?
Yeah, like I said, we're mixing and matching some guys with the ones and the twos, and then we've not made any decisions as far as any starter at any position at this point. It's just a matter of sometimes you want to see when you're evaluating a guy how he responds when he's with the first group that goes out there, and so we've been mixing and matching a little bit in all areas.
Past this midway point, how are the three JUCO guys getting acclimated, everything? You
know, I think every day it's getting where they're getting in a routine, getting more comfortable. You know, they have a chance to probably show the biggest improvement the second part of spring. Those guys, along with the freshmen coming in, now that they understand the routine and all that, you should see quite a bit of improvement.
How's Cameron doing specifically?
You know, he's a hard worker, and he's a tough guy, which I've been very pleased with, and he's protected the football pretty good so far too. So there's a lot to, you know, playing the running back position, and he's one of those guys I feel like has a chance to improve.
What did you see from the quarterbacks in the scrimmage?
They, you know, when everybody was doing what they should around them, I thought they did a very solid job. The big thing for us is protecting the football and doing the little things right. And like I said the other day, it's going to be easier to evaluate our quarterbacks the second part of this spring, because we should have more people executing around them so we can properly evaluate them.
Gus, what's the thought in playing some music at high decibels during practice?
Yeah, you know, that's crowd noise, attention, hand signals, communication when you can't talk. You go on the road in this conference, and that happens every week. And it's just a discipline that makes them concentrate just a little bit more. And so we'll continue to do that even in the fall.
Gus, Trey didn't take part in Saturday's scrimmage, so he was limited again today. Seems to be favoring his left leg a little bit. What's his status right now?
Well, you know, nothing serious, put it that way. But at the same time, a little banged up, there's no doubt. Want to make sure that he's healthy before we, you know, 100% healthy before we put him back in there. At the same time, you know, he's a little bit ahead of the others as far as knowing the offense, so it's probably not a bad thing that the guys are getting the majority of the reps right now.
Also with Angela Blackson and Javier Mitchell didn't practice today.
Yeah, and nothing too serious. They'll be back.
Gus, what can you do as far as like with Nick Marshall and Jeremy, just kind of getting them ready so when they get into practice here in the fall, they can be kind of up to speed? What can you do?
Well, you know, when they get here in the summer, they can get around the other quarterbacks and get around the other receivers and work on their own. But it's going to be an accelerated pace, you know, come fall. So and we'll see how that turns out.
Do you send them like a playbook now to kind of, hey, read through this?
There's certain things that, you know, drills and things like that, but really it'll be till they get here that we'll go full force.
Gus, was there anybody in the scrimmage that sort of stepped up and that you noticed offense or defense?
You know, the guys that have the most experience that have played, you know, are playing faster and not making as many mistakes. But there's no single individual at this point that I'd say is really standing out.
Guys, when you